Mr. Maxwell, welcome to SIF. Welcome to SIF Podcast. It's a pleasure to have you here. Can you please give us a little brief about yourself?
Thank you. So yes, Maxwell Andrews with the American Chamber of Commerce. I'm a board member and a chairman of the Sports Tourism Entertainment Committee.
Okay, so you have two huge titles. And today we are at the Sports Investment Forum. How is the US contributing to this forum today?
So we actually hosted a roundtable yesterday, a very successful roundtable between Ministry of Investment and the American Chamber of Commerce on the subject of the latest sports laws changes that have happened here within the kingdom as it relates to investment. So talking about a number of the different types of opportunities and looking at how to overcome some of the challenges with these changes as well. But very exciting times in the kingdom when it comes to investment. When you look at real estate, just for instance, first time ever in the history of the kingdom, real estate has been opened up to international investment,
100%,
right?
yes.
And all of the different incentives that are created for investors that want to come into the country, these were things that we were discussing during this roundtable as it relates to sports law and the changes that will be happening in June.
The US has a huge history of creating and building stadiums around the world. And today, Saudi Arabia is a market for the many events to come in the coming years and leading up to the World Cup. Do you think the US will participate in building some of these stadiums to match the international aspect of them?
So I'm really glad that you brought that up, actually. So a number of the U.S. companies have been already working on the plannings and developments of these particular projects, especially when it comes to the concepts, right, and the design work that's going on. And that has a lot to do with the experience that we have of building complex stadiums. But then now we're starting to move into, we know what we want to build here now within the kingdom. So now it's, okay, how do we start developing these? What kind of tech goes into these stadiums? And then how do we develop the programming within these and operate these stadiums effectively? And then the legacy that goes into these. These are things that we're very good at in the US, and we've been operating very large, complex stadiums for a very long time. So these are things that we're very familiar with, and we're already at points where we're sharing that knowledge. And I'm very excited to see, as these projects start to move forward, how that collaboration and knowledge sharing will only continue and grow.
When you say knowledge sharing, I cannot help but think about the US and an example for the most of the sports that is over there and how it grows with the country. It grows up the economy, and it has like one of the best athletes around the world across all the sports sectors over there. Do you think Saudi Arabia has the opportunity and has the talent to become like the US in that matter?
So in the US, we do have some core traditional sports that are very, very popular. And generally the stadiums typically cater and tailor towards those sports,
Yes.
but they are large enough. We have enough following and enough passionate people about those sports that we have the right kind of fan engagement to be able to afford to have these kind of stadiums operating effectively, and again, continuing legacy. When looking at Saudi, Saudi is unique in the sense where, yes, it has one core big sport, which is football, that's here, that the whole nation gets behind. And, you can see the investment that's happening with the Saudi Pro League, and now, a lot of the football clubs are starting to move into private investment as well, which is fantastic opportunities,
That's what I was going to talk
which
about.
creates a lot
Private
of
investment,
chances.
yes.
But the other thing that makes Saudi unique is that there's over 90 other federations, right? There's not many countries that have such a volume of different opportunities when it comes to sports. So when I think about the stadiums, for instance, yes, okay, there's the traditional sports that we can think about, but with all these other federations, all these other activities, all this other entertainment where there's tons of possibilities, if you capture those things right, it could make what we do here in Saudi very unique and very special.
That's amazing. When you were talking, I was only thinking about one thing, like, will we ever have American football inside the kingdom at one point? That would be amazing.
We're working on it.
Seriously?
On it. Yes.
That would be
right
nice
now
to
we've been
watch.
looking at flag football, but there are a couple programs that people have been exploring about trying to bring over here and pilot. So
This is amazing because I believe the there's enough talent, there's enough space, there's enough opportunity to be built inside the kingdom and to be used to create a leading country in sports and a leading and competing country internationally. It was a pleasure hosting you today, Mr. Maxwell.
Thank you so much.
And hopefully we'll see more of you.
It's been a pleasure.